personality is the way that it is? Maybe because it's written in the stars. I'm such a cheeseball. What's up, Llama fam? Gisela here. Today's video is all about understanding your personality and the stars. Or at least your birth chart. Just a disclaimer to anyone who is not interested in horoscopes or astrology and does not believe in such things. You can click out of my video. It's fine. No harm, no foul. Peace out. Also, I am not a professional astrologer. This is something I have researched within my own time because I believe it is fun to learn about astrology, to understand our personalities, and I'm super excited to be helping you llamas out with this video. My friends and I actually discovered astrology birth charts when we were at the beginning of our college years. And then everything just made so much more sense. So your birth chart is pretty much a map of the stars and the zodiac positions in alignment to the time and places that you were all born, beautiful llamas. So in order to know your birth chart, here are the top 3 things you'll need. Obviously, your date of birth, the time you were born, and this matters because the positions of all the zodiac signs were in different locations at different times of the day, so therefore the time you were born is needed. So it can give you an accurate match to your personality. The third and last thing you'll need is a trusty website. One that I love using is Cafe Astrology. I've been using that since the beginning of my college years, and I have been using it ever since. And sometimes I like going back to it just to kind of read up more on like the position of each of my birth charts for my zodiac. So in Cafe Astrology, you can go into doing your free birth chart. And like I said, you need to put in those pieces of information. You plug that into the computer and then it generates all the positions of your sun sign, your moon sign, your Mercury, Venus, etc. And y'all probably like, huh? Let me explain, beautiful llamas. It's funny because I actually wrote all my notes down in this cool little book. I actually planned most of my shoots in this book. I even put in some of my storyboards and such. I just thought it was cool since it said written in the stars, and I'm trying to make dreams come true here, so. So your sun sign is your star sign. This is the sign you were born under. So, for example, I'll use my birthday. My birthday is January 30th, 1990. Therefore, my sun sign is Aquarius because Aquarius falls under January 21st all the way to February 20th. I believe it's the 20th. I think after that is Pisces. So your sun sign is your star sign, your astrological sign. This is the sign you were born under and what it falls between in the astrology calendar. Your sun sign is the main sign that you are born under. But then you have all these other little pieces in your birth chart which make up your whole personality. So according to Cafe Astrology, your sun sign is your main life's purpose, your destiny. It's who you are meant to become. It's the goal you are trying to reach. For example, an Aquarius always trying to seek freedom, or maybe the goal of most Aquariuses would be something that leads to freedom. So think of your sun sign as your purpose in life that you are trying to achieve. It's also what we're trying to learn in our lifetime. So, quote unquote, the sun sign is the boss of your personality. And then you have the moon, Mercury, etc. So those are the collaborators. Those are like the assistants to your sun sign. So everything else in your birth chart is specifically geared towards assisting your sun sign to achieving its main life purpose. It's the assistants. Think of them as different little secretaries working in your wonderful personalities. So your moon sign is essentially how you emotionally react to certain situations. It's how you express and you deal with emotions. So Pisces, for example, is a water sign. It's also my moon sign. It's very intuitive sign, and because Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac, it kind of puts the other zodiac in its back a little bit, because Pisces can somehow place themselves in the shoes of other people without having to actually experience what they are experiencing, but we are able to feel empathy for those people, and we're kind of like also into sob stories according to the Pisces moon, so making us very intuitive signs. Also, art is something that we love. Art makes us smile, and we try to express ourselves in any artistic format that we can. And we also are known to have the dreamy sort of look to us. I don't know about that. It's also a very compassionate sign. Next up on the birth chart is our Mercury. Whatever sign your Mercury is in, this is how you make decisions and how we best communicate to other people. Maybe you think like a Pisces, or you make decisions like a Taurus. The next planet that we're going to talk about is Venus. Venus has a lot to do with relationships. It has to do with how we love and communicate our love to other people. So again, my Venus is also placed under the sign of Capricorn, making me, as they say, very cold and but an old soul that likes to be romanticized, and I do see that. It's funny because my Aquarius is also very detached when it comes to love, and I have a Capricorn Venus. So that makes me like extra, like, my boyfriend and I have been together for 8 years, but I am okay with being by myself half the time. I enjoy being within my own company, and that's a very Capricorn Aquarius trait, that we like being by ourselves. And he can do whatever. I'm good. I like being in my space and doing my own thing. But maybe you love like a Pisces, so that will make you more romantic, more dreamy, fantasy type of love, etc. So make sure that you check out what your Venus sign is in your astrology birth chart. The next planet I will talk about is the planet Mars. So Mars is actually all about, it's kind of like the powerhouse. Mars belongs to Aries. So, you know, Aries are very dynamic individuals. So your Mars is kind of like how you get upset, how you get angry, how you express anger. But also, it has a lot to do with the way that you work at your job. It has a lot to do with the hustle. Again, my Mars is in the sign of Capricorn, making me very hardworking. When I get angry, I tend to be very temperamental, or I could be a time-ticking bomb. Apparently, they say that when Capricorns get angry, they're very level-headed. They don't show their anger too much because they're thinking of ways to make this better of a situation instead of just getting angry at the situation. So make sure that you check out your placement for your Mars. So the next planet I'll talk about is the planet Jupiter. So Jupiter has a lot to do with growth and expansion in the astrological sign of Cancer. So that making Cancer a very nurturing sign, caring and charitable. So because my Jupiter sign, that makes me want to expand in being more caring, give back, nurture, heal, etc. And Cancer is also a water sign, so it promotes me to work well with other people and kind of like care for them, etc. There is also the Saturn, the Pluto, and the Uranus and the Uranus positions. You can read more about those 3 planets in Cafe Astrology. They each have their own definition and meaning, but I talked about the most important planets. You can do more reading once you plug in the information that you need to plug in on Cafe Astrology or whatever birth chart website that you decide to use. The last important part of your sign that I will talk about is your rising or ascendant sign. So your rising is how people perceive you. It's what people think you are in the exterior. So for example, my rising is in Scorpio. So people always come to me and they're like, you know, you're not what I expected. I don't show them this other side of me that I have. And they're like, you've got a little bit of a mysterious aura around you. Again, Scorpio is known as a very mysterious sign, so therefore that makes sense when people are like, you're not what you seem, and etc. For example, I'm not wearing this black shirt because I'm saying Scorpios all like black, but I usually tend to stick to like very casual, raw-istic outfits, but I wear different types of outfits too. I think that comes from the Aquarius that likes to play around with different things, and also the Pisces in me, the Pisces moon, the Scorpio. So I like to play with edgy, and I like to play around with different types of styles. So that kind of, I see that when from my birth chart. I see all those signs working together. All right, llamas, so that concludes the end of this video. It was a short video for birth charts and astrology, but I pretty much went down through the basics. Again, you can definitely check out more and read more about your signs and where they're positioned in cafeastrology.com. I will make sure to link their website below. Yeah, astrology is really fun. I always think it's a cool way to analyze more of your personality and why it is the way you are, etc. And it kind of shows us like our good sides, our bad sides. It's like, oh, that explains this, that explains that. Obviously, it's not always true to the T. Like, it's not always correct information, but for the most part, everything I've read about like my, for example, birth chart has been on point. There were certain things like, I don't agree with, but there were certain parts I'm like, okay, yeah, mostly I do agree with it. Like I said, this is just a quick like guideline as to your personality, and so you can understand yourself a little bit better. And also it's really fun. It's also really fun to do this with friends, to do this with your family. And also you need to know the place you were born. I don't think I mentioned that in the beginning of the video, but you also need to know the place that you were born. You know, you're in different parts of the globe, so the stars are positioned in different places. But anyways, that's the end of my video. And for those of you wondering about my Luna lamp, I got this beautiful lamp from Amazon for $12.99. I saw it on a sale during Christmas time. I'm actually thinking about doing a room decor favorites video. I think that might be the next video that I do on my YouTube channel. I hope you've enjoyed on how you can discover your whole personality and birth charts. And now that you know about birth charts, maybe you'll go on to Cafe Astrology. And like I said, this is very fun to do with family, with friends. But anyways, guys, I will see you on my next video. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.